today we are instilling some fatherly wisdom.
Ooh.
We have some fathers with us. We have Dr. Mark Vander Ley, a therapist here in Quincy. And we have Russell Knoverek, my father.
Lucky you.
Yeah?
They have me here.
Yeah.
We figured we would introduce our readers to your
viewers.
dad, since so many times you reference your father or my husband.
Your husband.
She does say this
My
a lot.
father, yep.
And we have to clarify, like, these are the same people.
Yes.
Yes. And then we were also thinking you do so much with fatherhood. I know your dissertation topic and relationships and even a book, all of those things. So we're just so lucky to have you here.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
It's one of my favorite things to talk about.
Yes.
So I'm excited to get to talk about it today.
Yes. Awesome. So just start. And obviously this is our Father's Day episode. So just thinking about Father's Day, like, is that exciting?
It's just another day. It really is. It's not like Mother's Day.
Really?
Mother's Day is something you really get behind. Father's Day, it's same old thing. Get the old man some hamburgers or something, the grill, and that's it. It's basically another day.
Really?
It's Father's Day, quote unquote. Well, you know what?
I would say, so I mentioned to my wife today that I was coming here to record this, and she was like, Father's Day, huh? Like, it's not like Mother's Day. She said this, and she said, Mother's Day is like the whole month, and Father's Day is just kind of at the end. So I don't know. I mean, even
it
might just be, maybe not as big of a deal as Mother's Day. I don't know what that means.
That's interesting.
Mothers are more important.
I think mothers do get like gifts and flowers, and like people do make the whole day about the mothers versus the fathers. It really is just like, let's go grill, let's have a dinner or something. Let's go do something outside.
Yeah.
And the father has to do the cooking.
Right.
On Father's Day.
But
on Mother's Day, do you see mom cooking?
Okay.
No, you take her out to eat, or dad makes her favorite dish, something happens.
Okay, but you enjoy grilling.
According to who? Has anyone asked me if I enjoy grilling?
How do you feel about grilling?
Yeah, sometimes I want to. A lot of times I don't. I have to clean the grill and clean up after everything. No.
Has that changed for you though? Like, has that, like, at one point that's what you would have loved doing, but maybe as your kids have gotten older?
You know what? They need to take over.
Then
what? They are
You don't like
in
when your
their
son grills.
20s. Well, if they knew how to cook, and they surely don't know how to buy meat. My son keeps on buying this meat, and it's like shoe leather. I don't even know how they...
And it's the same price.
And it's the same price. I mean, and it is so tough. And...
So what you're saying is you still have some things
teaching,
to teach your sons to do.
I have a lot of teaching to go.
Still do.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
So what do you do? Do you bust out the grill for Father's Day?
I think we often have. I've been gone on Father's Day for a number of years, but I think we often will cook, just hang out for the day. Mm-hmm. We might be outside, For me, it would be playing some sort of activity, sports or something as a family would be a good Father's Day activity for me. But also, we find what we can do. Some years are busier than others. So,
right.
Yeah.
Sometimes just where people are at and can we fit it in, and so it doesn't always like that particular day.
Right. Yeah.
So. See, I like going to the lake.
Oh.
Because I did find out one thing. We found out years ago that for some reason on Father's Day, there's not a lot of people out on the lake.
Do we really want that secret out?
I don't know, but it is. It is a good secret to know that you know what? There aren't that many people out in the lake.
Pretty
comparative to a normal weekend. That
the number of boats, so the wakes
it's
and
just
stuff.
more enjoyable. Because I really don't like people. Okay, let's face the facts. You know, I just want to be left alone. You know, even on Father's Day, I want to be able to take my nap. You know, I don't want, it's embarrassing when you fall asleep on the couch when you have friends and family over. But that's what I like to do. Sort of like Thanksgiving. I always take a nap. And
I always just say that I'm not napping, I'm resting
my
eyes.
eyes.
But then they seem to get, they like, Dad, you're napping. I'm like, I'm just resting my eyelids.
I just snore a little, I don't know.
For the ambiance.
Yeah.
So it sounds like we're hearing, because I'm going to make certain all the moms out there have this message, and
Fathers
the kids
want to take a nap on Father's Day.
They want to rest their eyelids.
Yes,
It's not a nap. They just want to sit
With a little bit of
gotta
sound effects.
Face the facts. You're grilling. So you're probably having a couple beverages of some sort.
Potentially.
Potentially.
A couple of Pepsis for you.
You get the cooking, you got the grill cleaned off again, and you feed your belly. It's time to take a nap.
All right. So we're getting the father's wish list for Father's Day, all outlined.
Mm-hmm.
Now, hear me out. I have a question on this. Are your children actually present on Father's Day? Like, is this what you want them to be, like, surrounded
Or do you
by
want
your
them to
kids?
leave you alone?
I'd like them to be there for up to the dinner part. And through dinner, I'd like them to pick up a towel and wipe down and maybe load the dishwasher. That would be a great thing. Mm-hmm. But after that, they can go. I really don't have any use for them besides them just giving me a hard time about something.
But that's
Not
Father's Day.
doing that. I needed to do this. I needed to do that. Oh, I left my check over there on the counter and I can't find it. When did you leave the check there? Oh, 2-3 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Did I throw it away? No, I don't think I did, but it's a possibility. And when I went looking for his check, I could have thrown it away. It was in a magazine.
So what I'm hearing you say with all of this, Russ, is a lot of times your kids come to you to fix things and to do things. And I wonder
They
if
all like me to do things.
They do. They got a list.
They do.
They do.
Son, put my floor in. Do this. Do that. Hey, paint my ceiling. No, I don't want your sister helping or your daughter helping paint. Well, you know what? I finally hung that one up. I told Tori to go over there and help me.
Yeah.
So she's up there painting. Yeah, it goes quick when there's two people doing it.
It is. And you like to have somebody
and I
with
hate
you.
working by myself.
Yeah. I'm wondering for you, Mark, are you, like, do your kids have the same expectations or is it very different, right? Because every family is different.
Yeah. So I'm a counselor, which I'm guessing, I think everyone knows now.
Do you use your psychology on your kids?
I think I do. I'm not sure that they
that
appreciate
happens
it
all
as
the
much
time. Not
as
by
I
me.
do.
I have no psychology
so
background.
my wife is the person that the kids go to get something done. Like, she's the doer. Sounds like they go to you to get the things done that they want to have done. They go to my wife and they come to me more for, I don't know,
life
feelings. Not that my wife isn't a feeler, but I think just because I'm a counselor that I navigate those things differently and in a way that feels good to them. So often they do come for some of those things for me, which I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would say ours, like, they come to me for some things with the doers, but you are anything
they come to
with the
you
house.
for anything that takes any kind of brains. They come to you. Me, when it comes to labor, they come to me. If it's a matter of
getting things
or
done.
practical skills.
Practical skills, that's true.
Well, I mean, home ownership. So I think that's another thing, like the different phases of life as your kids continue to grow, because you're now talking about things we have a kid who has bought a home that has to be renovated, which is what you do.
Yes.
They've grown up. Like literally our boys were 2-3 years old and they had hammers in their hands working with you. And so you're just the dad who can fix everything.
But I can't understand that. I did all that prep work with the kids when they were young.
Why does he still have to do it?
And the only one that got any of the skills was my daughter. She's the only one. I mean, they say they have skills, but have you ever seen them try to screw in a screw? I mean, it is hilarious. It can go on funniest videos because it is that funny.
They have different gifts. And yes, Victoria
we'll call it
one.
gifts. Okay. They are special. Yes, they are very special.
I have a feeling as people are listening and watching this, they're starting to understand you so much more. Like when you say sort of, I need to be entertained, y'all, like this is her sidekick in much of her things. And it's like, he takes this very seriously, his need to entertain others. Like it's always a laugh.
I'm not trying to entertain. I'm just talking.
He's telling the truth.
I'm telling the truth. I'm
him.
not lying about anything.
I know, and I'm sitting here going, all right, Mark, you're sitting here with 3 people from the same family.
Yeah. We're getting a picture into the family dynamics right here.
Yes. So much to analyze.
Is this what you signed up for?
I didn't volunteer for any of this.
We can always count on Russ to go off script.
Yes.
And so, again, what we've been talking about is Father's Day, the actual day itself, and how dads might prefer to celebrate. Because do we ever even ask, like, dads, what do you want to do? And I think we do. And it's like, let's just grill. Let's just get, and I don't know. I wonder if that's just to keep.
Well, you got some fathers that would like to go golfing, or they do. Like our neighbors.
They do. I thought you almost said that you do. And I'm like.
No. You seen me at hitting. Oh, that was embarrassing. I haven't swung a golf club in 30 years, and I'll tell you what, it was not pretty.
Yeah.
It was ugly.
Yeah. We did that a few days ago. Went to the driving range.
Yes, you're right. That's about all I do is the driving range, because you get on the course, and it's like an exercise in frustration, as is the driving range.
Yes.
But at least we always play Angry Birds.
We did. That's what we did.
I mean, you can actually be successful even if you have a horrible hit.
So. Right. And that's assuming you can actually whack the ball instead of like air.
Yeah, I'm an air ball type guy. Yeah,
we can get better, right? But what I think you guys are saying, and that goes back to you sort of said sport, like doing something sports.
Yeah.
So some dads do want to hit the golf course and do some different things. You said you would be out on the lake.
We used to go fishing and stuff when
almost
the kids
always.
were. So everything has changed over the years. What we have done,
right.
I think when the kids were small, we did the grilling, then
and the fishing,
and then we went into the fishing, more outdoors type things, and now it's. I don't think it's gotten back to grilling, and it's becoming more of just another day.
Yeah,
the way I feel.
And I wonder too, though, sort of going back to what you said, which is it's a busy time.
Yeah.
For you. Yeah. And I wonder it is for me too. Like we've always, for how long, had counseling labs in there right around that time for years. And so I wonder if maybe our scheduling has been at play with some of that
For
too.
me, just to be home is a gift. So, just to be able to hang out and be home and rest. So then we would do some activity, frisbee golf or something. We've done, you guys mentioned fishing. We've done, my kids liked airsoft, which is like shooting each other with little plastic BBs. So we would do that. I don't know if we would do it on Father's Day, but those are the activities we would do.
Sounds interesting. You know what? Can we go do some paintballing?
It's your day, baby. Whatever. Well,
like fun. I'm not going to give you guys any weapons. I just
get the weapon. Dad against the family.
This sounds good.
Ooh, Dad against the family, but the rest of it's not against the family. Dad just gets to shoot the paintball at the family.
Jeez.
What a holiday. I'd get behind that.
Would that be like Father's Day for you?
That would be a Father's Day to remember. I don't think the dogs would be happy or you guys, but...
And so if we sort of moved away from just sort of celebrating Father's Day and how we celebrate and just talk about like, what's it like being a dad on the day-to-day basis? We've definitely got the fixing and the go-to sort of stuff, but just maybe the day-to-day sort of hustle bustle. And again, that might have changed over the years from the infancy where it was sort of the all-night feedings. And, one thing both of you have in common with some of your experiences is, you had 3 children in a year and a little less than 2 years, and you had 4 in under 5 years. Yeah. So you're very close in age, which I don't know about you, Mark, but sometimes that was really nice because similar interests. And then sometimes there was moments where they all needed some very similar things and you only had so many hands.
Yeah, definitely. Some overwhelm associated with that. I remember very early, I'm just describing like a day in the life as a parent and just moving from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing. And then finally bedtime. And it's like, rest.
Right.
So just like one thing after the other in order to be able to manage the craziness, the chaos. Because if we didn't keep things moving, then the wheels fell off.
Right.
So, yeah.
And because in all of this, you are also managing work and parenting and some other being a partner and other things. And so, the parenting, and that's probably the commonality with many moms and dads. And I think the other thing is we have to acknowledge both of you are in a 2-parent household. And that is not always typical for everyone. But even that's what I'm hearing from you. Even with 2 parents, it is nonstop.
Yeah.
Until you finally collapse.
Yeah. One of the things I think we wrestled with was we've always lived at least 5 hours away from any other family members. Right now, our closest family member is 15 hours, a 15-hour drive away. So we really had to work together to support one another and become a team in order to survive. So if I was working, then my wife was on with parenting. And if she was working, then I was on. And so, of course, we did it together. And we talked, about all of that. But yeah, it was definitely a team effort and splitting up responsibilities and supporting one another, which I'm so thankful to have had a teammate and a partner for that. Because to do that on my own, it'd be a lot different.
And I wonder if we really talk about supports for dads in the way that we, I think, talk more about supports for moms in that sense, and especially with extended family. And that's a good point. In today's world, we know we're a lot further away many times from other close family members. Like before, 50 years ago, 40 years ago, we usually had aunts, uncles, grandparents, close proximity. And so that's one thing that that's recognized in our professional field, which is that erosion of the family and the loss of extended family for supports. But I wonder, do you hear people talking as much about dad support?
Support for dads?
Mm-hmm. Like, especially as lay people, right? Like, do we talk about that as much? Like, there's mom support groups, and I think there's emerging dad support groups. But do people just in general talk about dads?
What does dads really need that much support for? Okay, I just don't get it. Why?
I don't know.
Women support because they have to manage the whole house. They have their careers. Normally, a man doesn't manage the house. I don't know.
But you did.
You managed the house.
The house, but like all the bills and everything that goes with it, there's a lot of stuff that I didn't have to deal with. You dealt with most of the hard things.
Well, hard is all relative, right? I think every partnership divides up what they tend to do, at least for stronger partnerships. I mean, I think as counselors, this is what we...
Yeah. Like what... I mean, do you need help with... a man will go over and cutting the lawn, or where does the therapy need to be for a man?
I don't think therapy. I'm just thinking like friends.
That's what I was thinking that you might be talking about is like, I'm pretty sure there's some statistics out there that talk about men just don't have friends.
That's a huge issue, the isolation.
Yeah. And so how that impacts more the emotional life probably. And then the emotional availability of a father, if you don't have your own friends who are filling you up, how can you be emotionally available to your children?
And then also modeling for them, right? If your children are not seeing their mom and their dad having their own relationships, that models something to them.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean it's always like every Friday night you're going and hanging out with the fellas or something. Like, it doesn't even have to be something like that.
Now I know what I did wrong.
He doesn't have friends.
Because I don't have any friends.
I think you have some, but you don't regularly do things with a certain...
He'd rather hang out with his kids.
I really do.
Well, I would agree.
My kids are probably my best friends.
Yeah.
I mean, in every one of them I have a different kind of relationship with. And at different points, they're my best friend in doing different things.
That you enjoy doing
that I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And you...
I mean, I was going to say I agree. Like, one thing my wife kind of challenges me on is, Mark, you need some friends. And so I haven't done a great job, I think, of modeling what it looks like to be an adult male and have friends. But also, so I'm like, oh, that's a bummer. But also, if I'm out with friends, then I'm not with my kids. And I really did prioritize spending time with my kids. And if you work so much, like a lot, which a lot of dads do, and I know moms do too, then making the choice to go do an activity for 4 or 5 hours on a Saturday morning didn't make much sense to me.
Right.
So then I chose to be with my kids, which then, I do have fewer friendships.
Mm-hmm.
I think I am coming into a stage of life, though, where that could change because my kids need less of me. They're moving off to a different stage of life. So then I have been, like, okay, I need to, figure this whole friendship thing out.
Right.
But that's where I'm at.
And I think, too, what you just captured is that evolution of even us as individuals. So you're talking about you as a dad and what was needed from you to parent and the enjoyment that you take. And you talk about, you like being with your kids. I know one of the things we had just recently, we've had a couple of vacations recently, and Victoria, of course, Victoria is always up for the trip. Always.
I don't like being left out.
She doesn't like being left out. She wants to go. She has a flexible schedule and work, But in March, one of our sons went with us to Florida, and then in May, the other one went with us to Cancun. And I know we've got some similar some friends who are like, why are your kids going with, like, why are you not just going by yourself? And we do enjoy going by ourselves. And if you ask him, he'll be like, oh, like, why are the kids he'll bluster. And there's something interesting, I think, when they go and you're doing it, because it changes as they're going into young adulthood. Your relationships are evolving, who they are. And one of the things I think is so interesting when they go with us is, especially as young adults and moving away from those teens, is seeing their relationship evolve and getting to grow into an adult sibling relationship.
Absolutely.
We get along best on vacations.
Yes, you guys do. Now that you're back, not so much.
We tolerate each other.
Tolerate.
Yeah.
He didn't throw you out of the house when you were painting.
No.
For him. That's a step in the right direction.
There are some interesting aspects. It's, as parents watching, so you can see some moments and they're so close, and then the the squabbles.
Well, I mean, we were just talking. I think last night we were talking about games. And one of my sons was saying he loves to play games with his friends, like card games or something, but not so much with us. And we want to play games, But I think part of it is the like family stuff that sometimes happen, which is totally normal. It's like, it's maybe not quite as much fun always when that stuff happens, but with families it can. But
it does, and that's just sort of family dynamics, right? That we resort to some roles.
Correct. Yes. And it can get hard. Yeah. You were mentioning just like the transition to adulthood, and how fun it is to have your adult children go on vacation with you. I think that is a really fun. You said your kids were some of your best friends, and I can relate to that. It's just such a delight to begin seeing these adult relationships emerge with my kids. I think mine are a little younger than yours, but we are beginning to see, they're like adult people and they have their own opinions and thoughts, and we get to try to navigate an adult relationship with them. What a great thing. Challenge and fun.
Yeah, and that and when I say that, I still enjoy those moments with them on vacations, and I like just doing a vacation, just Russ and I.
Yeah.
And I enjoy
like that.
And I enjoy my, I typically have at least one or two girls' weekends getting together with college friends each year. And I love seeing my children go off and do their own adventures. I mean, I still worry a little bit, when they're driving 12, 14 hours.
A little bit.
Or they're sleeping.
Well, do you so we just had our son went on a lone road trip, and we had the wonderful modern convenience of Life 360. It seems like it might be controversial in your family, but so we were able to just kind of watch his progress, and we were very nervous. This was his first road trip, but we were able to watch him, and it made us feel comfortable, and it was awesome. He did great. Awesome.
So my question to you would be, and maybe, I don't know if this is a difference between girls versus, daughters versus sons, maybe an age difference, because Victoria put Life 360 on our phones. This was not about us tracking them. She wants to know where we're at.
I like stalking them.
And so we have that.
The boys refuse, even if they're going on trips.
And they're adults, right? Your son was still a little bit younger than ours. He's a minor.
Yeah.
So maybe that goes to play, but our son was they were going to road trip to South Dakota.
Yeah, and they were planning on sleeping in the car and all this good stuff. And I'm like, I don't see anything good happening.
And we say this, and yet we've done some things as we've grown, and we've been okay. But as a parent watching your kids do some of it, it's like you want them to do it because that's part of their development and independence, and you want to support that. And then on the other hand, you're sitting with your own feels about that.
For sure. That was our experience. Like I was telling you earlier, my son has this drive for adventure, and I want to encourage that because I think that's a good thing.
Yes.
It drives him to, seek what he wants in his life. And so I tried to encourage that. Yeah, you should, do this, silently hoping that maybe, it wouldn't happen. But in his assertiveness, he made it happen. Mm-hmm. And so the night before, we were like, oh my goodness, I can't believe we're letting him do this. How did we get to this place? But, he did it. And he faced some challenges and encountered some things that he's like, oh, I didn't like this. But it was overall a really positive experience, and it was really good. So I'm so proud of him and happy that, although it was scary, like glad we let him do it.
Yeah. But you mentioned a couple of feelings there, and I wonder, like dads, are they like the counselor in you? Like, do all of them? Because you mentioned a couple of things: the worry, and the being
Criminal
and the being
Minds
crowned
episode that's going to come out of this. That's what I've worried about.
Are we going to be on 2020?
Like, is this going to make Criminal Minds?
Right. Is it going to influence some of these types of things? So you're saying you worry.
I worry, Safety. I'm always worried about their safety. When they decide that they're going on a vacation, go up to Niagara Falls.
Who's going to fall in?
Yes, because, when you get a couple guys together.
Or a couple girls.
Yeah.
Like
smart, I don't know. Smart things go out the window.
Yeah.
Bad decisions are happening. You can just guarantee on that. So
I think for me, the worry partly was, so what drove him to this was like a sense of a desire for adventure and kind of like pushing himself to like test his limits, which I think is good, but also like you can't just, what I worry about is him wandering off into the wilderness someplace and not being able to find his way back, which, okay, that's going to test your limits, but also I don't want you to get hurt. So again, it's kind of decision making, the desire to support testing of limits and also loving you and, not wanting you to get hurt. Yeah. So,
And I think that's so real. And I don't know how much dads talk about that though. Like, I think a lot of times mom's sense of worry and overprotectiveness or whatever, I think a lot of times that sometimes is more seen and felt, especially by kids, whereas dads, I wonder how much you tend to hold back on that a little bit.
That's a true thing. That moms are more vocal about the worry. Dads actually, we worry inside. I don't think most dads will come out and say that they're worried, but deep down, they are worried.
Yeah.
I know I am when my kids go out and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, certainly. I mean, I was specifically worried in this situation, but then even brought more broadly and, their path of life and career and family and partner choices and all of the things. I certainly worry. And, I probably do it a little more internally. Partly that's just because of who I am. I am a more internal person. In this specific situation, it took my wife's more outward expression of her worry for me to go, we should, I am a little bit more worried about this. And then we kind of came together and attempted to come up with a way that we could feel comfortable with it. But still there was worry.
I have a question. You're both talking about situations with your sons. How do you think that worry would differ if it was your daughters?
Good question.
Ooh.
She'd be locked up in her room. That's
You wouldn't trust me more?
No. Wow. Heck no. 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 No.
To make smarter decisions.
She has traveled more than your sons.
I have more common sense than them.
Well, you could probably find your way out of a paper bag, unlike them.
She has flown.
I know. That's why I said that she could find her way out of a paper bag. My two sons, no.
They have more experiences to be had to show you that they could.
Yes, but they get lost easily.
I don't know that that's exactly what she was asking, though. And it seems like Mark had a reaction to that, too. With you have a daughter in addition to your 3 sons.
Yeah. Well, we've actually talked about it, and she sort of mentioned, oh, I don't think I would do that, do the whole solo trip thing, just being a girl. She, at least at this point, is like, I'm not sure I'd be comfortable camping out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
So, yeah, I think it would, in that way, it would be different. Just less that I don't trust her and more that I don't trust the world, Now, why is that different for my, son? I'm not sure, but, well, I guess I am sure.
That is
the world
true.
is a cruel place for young women. So,
yeah.
But.
Well, and it makes me think, too, of some of the discussions I had to have with you when you would drive. So when we would be in Colorado for 3 weeks, and oftentimes Russ would bring the kids out midway through. And some of the discussions I had to have, because knowing you well enough, is, listen, when you're stopping at those rest stops, you have to watch her go in and come out of the bathrooms. And I don't know if that's just a mom thing that we think about how to navigate, especially women's safety, that's different for girls, because I don't know, sometimes guys always know some of the safety things that we grow up teaching girls.
Yeah.
If you didn't tell me that, I wouldn't have a clue. Because guys we don't worry about things like that.
You go in, you be back at the car. And
and that's it. But nowadays, the way this world is, you have to worry. And, I wouldn't want anything to happen to you.
No, really?
No.
You wouldn't
Well,
have
a good paintball gun, that would work out well.
Really, we know what we're doing for Father's Day.
Yeah, I'm not participating.
You can blame that idea on me.
I think it's great.
Really? Yeah.
Oh, wait. I thought it was just the 3 kids.
No, moms too.
Why do I think I'm going to
That's why I said the dogs ain't going to be happy. Yeah.
No.
I am just...
Keely and I will be elsewhere.
I have a feeling that could be a whole episode. Watch Russ with the paintball. How does Russ really feel about his family and dogs?
He just continue to shoot the boys.
Oh, the knuckleheads.
Yeah. Did they answer your question?
I guess.
What answer were you looking for?
I don't know. I was just asking.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the question was, would I worry differently about my daughter? Right?
Yes.
And yes.
Yeah.
The answer is definitely yes.
Yeah, I think both in that specific situation of a solo traveling thing, but also just generally in life. I think at least my experience with my daughter growing up is there have been different challenges that she has faced than what my sons have faced. Social challenges that have been and are tricky to navigate, which we have to parent differently. Those social challenges than the challenges that my sons experienced. That's probably the biggest. And so then what does that look like that she'll encounter moving forward? Those are different challenges than I've encountered with my sons. So, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like how much of it is because it may be a gender thing and how much of it is just being a different person.
Yeah.
And being the youngest versus
Right.
older. You know,
And
like there's
having
so many
brothers, both of you are only daughters, my daughter and you. And so it's like that shapes who you are as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you, for better or worse, have some different ways of being that shape relationships, I think in a really good way.
Yeah.
And it can be challenging.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I think even with some of those, it's not like there's any choices or decisions. I mean, where we're born, what order we're born into a family, what gender, like those are things that just is what it is. And we learn to adapt.
Yeah.
Like it just becomes our life. And, something you were saying too made me think about just parenting styles and how those come into play in how dads are showing up and how those may be similar or different than, a mom's parenting styles. And those might be different in each different partnership.
Yeah. Yeah, as I think about parenting styles, what comes to mind is that I think probably we were parented from an authoritarian parenting style, which is like my way or the highway sort of an approach. However, like what we know is that an authoritative approach is the ideal sort of, which is a balance between control or structure and autonomy or, empathy, validation type of things. And so I think this generation of fathers does more authoritative parenting, but we were parented in an authoritarian manner. And so I know for myself, I've had to kind of figure out how to do that. And being a counselor has been part of my journey in being able to do that. It's been a long journey, I think, for myself to learn how to be a father who is more balanced in those approaches. So I'm thankful to have been a counselor for that reason.
Yeah. Well, in what you just said there, thinking in terms of being a father and knowing how to father children, and each individual child may have different needs, isn't always innate. And it sounds like it takes maybe some growth, some thinking about how you were fathered and how you want to father. I don't know, tell me what it's like to grow as a father. Like, or did you? Maybe you always just knew, I know exactly how to be a father and I'm doing it and I'm doing it right.
I thought I knew.
You know what? I tried to take the good things of my dad and the bad things. And my dad was a fabulous man and a lot of respect for him. But it was really to take the way he treated us on vacations and stuff, the fun part of him. But on a day-to-day, my dad was not part of our lives. He would come home and do nothing. Sit in his lazy boy, per se, and that's it. And watch TV until bedtime. But he didn't have any interactions with us. And I know I didn't want that with my kids. And I think I didn't do it.
No,
I have interactions and always did when the kids were smaller. So
it's interesting that you say the dad that you experienced on vacations versus the day-to-day dad that you had. And it was a different time too growing up that seemed culturally for that time period what
my
men
dad
did.
was fabulous on vacations. I mean, he was taught us, how to fish and just nature and all this other stuff. But day to day, he was not hands-on at all.
And maybe for clarification, I'm trying to think, like when you guys took vacations, it was like a lengthy vacation each summer.
We went on 5 weeks.
Right.
My dad, yeah.
So it was a big chunk of time that you got with him. It wasn't just you went away for a week and 51 weeks out of the year. It was,
yes. I mean, we'd come back, we'd go on a 2-week vacation, 2 1 weeks, and then in spring break, we took a week. Mm-hmm. And we always traveled places. There was no stay-at-home vacations. Mm-hmm. We always went somewhere.
So it was a big chunk of time.
But it was always, you learn things, you've seen things, you experience life. Mm-hmm. But once we were at home, there was no experiences, I played basketball. My dad never went to a basketball game. Mm. Once my dad worked his 8 hours and came home, that was it. Mm. There was no hands-on, no real talking or anything. But that's the way things were back in the day.
Or at least what yours was, yeah.
Well, that's the way mine was. But a lot of kids in my generation, dads went to work, and the house was up to mom. Mm. I mean, we're talking early 70s, so not to date myself, but...
he's a boomer.
Yeah.
He's a boomer, y'all.
Moms ran the house, and dad put in his 8 hours and came home. And that was it. Mm. And I didn't want to be that kind of father. Mm. But I did want to be the father on vacation.
Yeah.
Would you say that he nailed that, or?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Well, thanks.
I wonder
the vacation part or the...
I'd say both. I wouldn't trade you in.
You wouldn't?
No.
No, man. I would trade me in for a younger model. But so I can keep up with you. Mm.
I wonder where or like when or how you decided I want to do something different. You wanted to be different. How'd you get to that place?
I guess it just comes over time that you see as life goes by. You just like, I could do that better. It would have been better if. And if you sit back and it's just a natural progression, you know what I'm saying? That it just, it doesn't come over you all at one time, is what I'm trying to say. It just gradually, you're like, you know what? I think that's the way I want to raise my kid. That. And it's just little pegs. You take one little baby step at a time, and you learn as you go. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you reflect back on your past, on your own childhood, and, you try to build on it. What wasn't great then, and now you try to make it better for the next generation. And hopefully my kids will pick up on the things that I did bad, that they feel I did bad. Now, me, I think I'm perfect, but we all know that. And you know that.
Yeah, I know you're a legend in your own mind.
I am a legend. But, I'm hoping my kids do the same thing if they decide to have children. Mm-hmm. I'm not very positive about that.
And what about you, Mark? This sort of a progression for you or reflections?
Yeah, I think I figured I knew how to be a dad, but then when I became a dad, I was like, oh, crap, this is much harder than I expected it to be. And what's coming up for me right now, what I think I figured out was that my children need more of me than I thought I could give as a young dad. As a young dad, I was like, I'll give, this much. But they needed more than that. And I had to grow little by little, step by step, to be able to give more than what I thought I could give. And that, for me, that's like an emotional giving, a letting them in and impacting me. So if anyone comes from an attachment theory perspective, your bells are ringing here probably for you, which Angel and I talk about a lot. But so that was the growth for me, is realizing that I had a lot of work to do to grow. And then really my kids were part of the catalyst for personal growth. Like if I had never had kids, I mean, I'd be a much different person. And I'm so thankful. And it was really hard, but I'm thankful to have been catalyzed in such a way that I'm a different person.
Mm. You had a reaction to that.
If I didn't have kids, I'd probably be dead already.
Oh, wow.
Just lifestyle. The lifestyle that once you have your kids, the things you do, the crazy things you do start going out the window. Well, no, I really shouldn't do this. I probably shouldn't do that. And, just because you got responsibility. Just think of you not having any responsibility, and, life will be all right.
Yeah.
The only one I'm going to hurt is myself. Then all of a sudden, when you start having a child, now you got someone else to think about. Now you got 2 things to think about. Then 3. It just goes up. And you have to make your decisions based on that you're not only harming yourself, but you're going to hurt others.
Mm.
So you don't want to do that.
So part of that growth is thinking beyond yourself.
Yes.
And how what you do impacts people who are really dependent and reliant on you.
I might even add, like, what I do or what a father does, not only, I think you said impacts, but like shapes the people. So like, what we do as fathers is an experience that our children have, and those experiences shape how they see the world, how they see themselves, how they see other people. So I guess for me, that included that experience of changing who I was to impact my children, included this idea that like I am shaping these children and I want to be intentional about how I am shaping them. And so that also really propelled me to be thinking a lot about what I do as a father to be able to shape them in a way that I hope is good.
We are running low on time. However, I do want to ask, what was the biggest lesson you learned as a father that you think other fathers should know?
Favoritism. Man, when you have more than one child, every one of them thinks about how do you divide up that favoritism? Because every kid thinks I favor Xander. Xander says I favor Tori. Nick thinks I don't love him as much as I love the other 2. I mean, it's something that you have to navigate that's hard.
And I think that goes into you do different things with each different kid.
Yeah, but the kids think that...
Do you guys really think that? Or do you guys play your parents
I don't know
on
that
this?
I really think that you favor Xander. However, I think that you prefer to hang out with Xander.
Really? Because I do it so often. Yes.
So it sounds like this could be maybe a counseling session somewhere. So.
I don't think it's favoritism. I just think that...
But all of you kids, even when you were small, it was always you're favoritizing this child over that child. Even your mother got into it at one point.
And I don't know that the word favorite was always in there.
It's that you prefer or you get along better with the other.
And I wonder too if this taps into what Mark you were saying earlier, which is they needed more. They draw on something, and I think as a parent, that's the thing that you're always assessing. Like, this kid in this moment needs this from me.
Exactly.
And they all needed different things at different times. So I think when you're experiencing that as a sibling, you're looking at like, hey, they're getting this, but I'm not.
Yeah.
But they're such different things. So
yeah. And the thing I was thinking about to answer your question, which kind of fits in here, is that each child is a unique person and is different and thus has different needs and would require parenting relationship in a different way. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I've had to learn to do is to be interested in different things in order to be able to sort of join into the interests, the life of my different kids. You know, to be interested in, what's it called? Color guard is something that I am becoming interested in because that is going to be an interest of one of my children. So it's like...
He's laughing because he resonates.
Oh, yeah.
He's feeling you.
Yeah.
Band. Color guard, yes.
You didn't even know it was a word or a thing, you know?
You didn't even know it was something.
So your kids are constantly teaching you too, and you're open to that?
Absolutely. To be involved, because I want to be involved in who they are as people.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I feel like we could keep going.
We could, however, we are out of time. So we're going to do takeaways. What was your biggest takeaway from this episode, from what we've discussed so far?
And we may need to limit the time on that for you. Just a
being a father is a journey that takes one step at a time.
Yeah. I guess I would say the same thing. It's a journey of growth and change that requires quite a bit of work.
Mm-hmm. Okay. For me, I'm taking away that I need to maybe ask more questions and plan a better Father's Day and not just go with status quo.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I don't think this requires my takeaways.
Oh, I think it does. Yes.
I have to think. I'm taking away that my dad really tried.
I think that would...
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, that's what a lot of dads would want their kids to say. Like, I know my dad tried.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you both for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a pleasure.
Thanks for having me. You can speak for yourself.
Yes, I'm glad to have been here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.